let's start this. Yo, what's up, everybody? Hey, everybody, I have a message for you. You have to buy dog with hat. You have to buy Dogecoin. Yeah, crypto dog memes gone wild. So, Tokyo's back in the house, guys. For those that miss Tokyo, she's here. She's safe. She's well. She's with me. Yeah, we're just gonna give it a little bit of time. Tokyo's amazing. She says hi to everybody. She's doing very well. I know you guys have been concerned about her. So say hi to the camera, Tokyo. Say hi. This is Tokyo. She's 11 months old. She's a puppy. I got her when she was 8 weeks old. She's very, very attached to me. She's a fur ball. So, okay, ready to go down, Tokyo? Let's go. Alrighty. Okay. So, hello everybody. Thank you very much for joining me. Today, I'm going to keep it very professional, very serious, and make sure that we are all on the same page. So, today I woke up at 2 p.m. I slept for 12 hours, and I'm incredibly sick with the flu. I woke up and I couldn't even speak. My girlfriend rushes to the bed. She makes me like a ginger and garlic, a drink, tea, like with vitamin C. And I'm like, I gotta work today, man. There's no way I'm gonna take a day off. You don't have a choice when it comes to being sick. Okay, you gotta make sure that you put in this time, because you miss one day of work and you know what happens? You're gonna be behind. Not only that, today is a very critical day and I have some very important things to tell you guys. So make sure that you stick to this till the end. Okay? So remember that you've only got a very short period of time to actually heavily capitalize in this bull market. And if you take days off, if you decide to go to the bars, if you decide to go out and get wasted and then waste a day or something, or go on a vacation or something instead, it doesn't work like that. Like my lady and I, we decided to buckle down. Raise your hands in the air if you just want to work and do well in crypto. There, she's in the background. Do you guys see her? Dude, one more time, Amelia. She's in the background. You can just see her hands. Anyways, we're just going to basically be working every single day because we want to do extremely well. We want to better our life. So put in the effing time, guys. Don't F around. Don't go out. Don't go to the bars. Don't go on vacations. Have a day off for yourself, but a relaxing day to rejuvenate and refresh that mind so you can come back into crypto even stronger. So let's jump into this, okay, guys? Now that you guys understand the mentality of and the mindset of a champion that needs to do well in this bull market. So today's topic, welcome everybody. First of all, quick introduction. My name is Philakone. I've been in crypto for 9 years now. 2 bull markets, 2 bear markets, a few $1 million later, and doing very well for myself. And now 3rd bull market, and I want to see you guys do well. I used to be a former mechanical engineer, but now I just do crypto full time for 9 years now. More time, more money, more freedom, more interesting, more excitement in every way. So let's get right into it. So the number one topic that I'm going to bring up with you guys right now, or the general topics, are going to be how this market is trending, what you need to know, and is it a good time to buy right now? And also the mindset that you need to have to be hyper successful long term in this bull market, okay? So the first thing that you need to understand is that this bull market is here, okay? It's not going anywhere, okay? Trump won, Bitcoin broke the all-time high. We're literally almost at the market cap of $3 trillion that we were at for the last all-time high. We're on pace to smash things right now. So the last thing that you should be doing is going for these gigantic short positions to bet against the market. That's not a wise thing to do. Now, I'm not saying this about anybody. Like, I took a short position a few days ago and I lost $18,000. And then I realized that I was not myself at that time, right? So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this in the future just to learn from my mistakes. So taking a big large position to short the market is not really the best interest for yourself right now, because the thing about a bull market is it's more likely to just continue to the upside rather than correct and think that it's going to go down. So establish your long-term bias right now, guys. It is bullish. No matter what anybody thinks, this market is bullish. We are most likely going to head to massive all-time highs. And when people think that dips are going to occur and then they get out of their position,
and then they expect to buy back a little bit cheaper, what ends up happening? Okay, you end up selling it, take some profit, but then the market doesn't actually dip really. It just ends up going up and up. And then you're forced to buy back at a worse price. So you're missing out on a substantial amount of profits because you have to buy back at a higher price. So you're missing out on the profits, and also because you bought back higher, your ROI when it goes upwards is lower now too, right? You have to understand that math of the risk. The risk of selling is so great because you may never get back in at a better price. In fact, the risk of selling comes with maybe you're gonna have to buy back at a higher price. So understand that. And also, the number one thing you guys should also focus on is the signs to exit the long-term bull market. Because if you know that the bias is very bullish long-term and you understand how to exit this market when it reaches near an all-time high, for example, on strength, okay, like if you're exiting on strength, that's good too. Because the last thing you want to do is get to that last day where there's a 40%, 50% drop, like how we saw in 2017. In 2 days, there was a 45% drop. That wipes out literally half of your profits. You don't want to be in that situation, okay? Because that situation is so devastating. That's how people end up losing or not keeping their profits, okay? So you don't want to get in that position. So the best thing I can advise you is to look for a ton of different exit strategies, okay? That's something I'll get into another day. But if you understand that the market is very bullish and you know how to exit the market, it's going to allow you to ride this market to the maximum potential. Another thing you need to firmly understand is that there's going to be volatility. And people are so concerned about like, oh, when should I buy back in? Is now a good time to buy back in, right? Maybe I should wait for a little bit lower of a price. So if you keep wondering these types of questions, like, oh, maybe you're trying to maximize your profits so freaking much that you are thinking about, where to buy. You're trying to buy 5-10% lower, right? The more effort you put into this and the more effort you wait, the more likely you're just going to end up missing out because the market is so bullish that it's going to bounce a crazy amount and you're going to see this huge green wick and you're never even going to get in. So the best strategy that I can tell you guys is to dollar cost average no matter what, combined with every time there's like a 15-20% dip, just effing buy it, guys. Don't even think twice because you need to really know that the risk of waiting and not getting in is so great that you're more likely to miss it than to actually get in at the price that you want. So worrying about a 5 or 10% drop just to get a tiny bit of a better price, think about the risk associated with it. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about the market and how we're trending, okay? And I'm going to give you guys an Elliott wave count as well. So the Elliott wave count to me is actually one of the most beautiful counts that I've ever seen in crypto. And I'm only going to count it from here, okay, from this point on. I'll go back a little bit, first of all, and talk about how the market has been trending since like the very beginning. But I believe that like this here made a parabolic 3. That's what I think. Or let's just go into it, okay? I think that this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, 4, and this made a 5. And this whole structure somewhere in here, okay? You guys are unfamiliar with the concept of like XYZ corrections and stuff, right? This whole structure somewhere in there is a 2, okay? So this is now a 1 in here, and this is like a 2 somewhere in here. That's what I believe it is. And what we're doing now is basically like a massive third wave somewhere. That's what we're likely in right now in part of the cycle. Like this is the third wave that we're into it. So I'm not going to worry about this particular part because that's what I see right now. I see this as like ABCs and WXYs that have corrected, okay? So let's talk about the structure that we're in now though, okay? Where the 2 ended over here. I'm lagging a little bit today because I'm connected to Romania. I gotta use a VPN because Turkey decided to ban Discord. So this here is a 2, and we're making like a 3 somewhere in here. Like a 3, for sure we're making a 3, I think. So if you see the beginning here, this is very, very clear. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. with an A, B, C, right? So this here basically makes the 1. This is the sum. So by the way, keep in mind that we're in 3, okay? And here, this is a 2, right? So now we're basically in a third mega structure, like such a gigantic ass rally. And I believe that this one here made an ABC where it made a flat is somewhere in here, where the B is actually so freaking bullish that it made a flat. It's either that or maybe it's like that. Either way, like, you know, like this was either the 1, 2, 3, you know, 4, and then the 5, and this is the 2, or I'm wrong and that's the 2. Either way, for simplicity, we'll just call this the 2. There's no other choice to see that, right? And then if that's the 2 in here, then you know that this is most likely a 3. Because look at it. There's no bearishly diverging signs at all between this wave and that wave, right? So you know that this is a 3. Because you know that this is a 3, a 4 is probably forming in here, and a 5 is probably going to break out in a few days to like, I'm going to guess like $95,000 in a few days we're going to hit, right? Because you have to also take a look at the MACD. This is a monster. This is so high compared to the other one. So my guess is $95,000 in probably like in less than a few days, in probably like less than 7 days for sure. And then we're finally going to get like a 4th wave, I'm going to predict. And the 4th wave is going to come down, probably hit like 87K. And then finally, and that only made the 3rd wave, by the way. That literally only finished up the 3rd wave, right? The 3rd subwave. So, but we still have a 4 down and a 5 up. You see what I mean? So we have a long ways to go, like based off of how Elliott wave is looking. So then, if this finishes it, just as an example, right? We'll just call this like that. So then this is actually only finishing the 3rd wave, right? So now you got 1, 2, you got 3 here, you got 4 here, and 5 is probably going to do something monstrous, right? 5 might even be parabolic. So now, I apologize, give me a second. Oh, I have a very, very sore throat, guys. So now this is now the 3, right? So this is probably going to finish up the 3 somewhere. This is going to finish the 4 and then the 5. And then all of a sudden, we're now officially finished, guys. Right? We're now officially finished the big 3. Right? So now I'm going to draw it in blue so you guys get it. So now this is officially the big blue wave. That's now subwave 3, right? So now we're finished all of that. You guys, I hope that it makes sense. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got 5 there now. That finishes big 3. Okay, let's just change this to blue, right? So now this is the big structure. I'll change, and this one here was a 1, right? I'll change that to blue. And now this is the 2, right, in there. So now we finished, like, you know, from 1 way back, right? This is 2, this is 3. So we're like we're so far from, and then there's going to be a big 4 down. And then eventually, like, the big 5 is really gonna show. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be a massive, massive rally. So based off of Elliott wave right now, we are so far from even getting close to a bottom. So if you guys are wondering, like, oh, when should I be buying? You know, like buying on these little, like, tiny time frames, worrying about 20% volatility, that's not something that you guys should be doing, to be quite honest. Like, you shouldn't be worrying about 20% dips like this, because there's, like, we're in a massive rally. Alts are gonna behave very bullishly. Like right now, if we take a look at the market dominance, we're making another high. We're at 60, you know, we're about to beat the all-time high for the dominance already. So the altcoin market is very dependent on Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin needs to get into a massive price right now. Like I'm talking about market dominance and also reaching a substantially high price to have a sell-off. Like if you take a look, you know, like right around here is where altcoin season began in May, June, July, August, around that reason, or season rather. You can see how the total 3 market cap, when Bitcoin dominance ended up dropping, it was so substantial. Like here's where the Bitcoin dominance dropped, right? But Bitcoin still kept going up, but Bitcoin dominance dropped. So we need a massive rally in Bitcoin for people to realize these profits, right? Because if you take a look right now at the altcoin market, okay, the total 3 market cap ended up dropping about 8%, right? So just think about that for a second. The total 3 market cap, which is basically the altcoin market cap, it dropped that much, okay? It dropped a substantial amount, right? So, but the Bitcoin dominance is still going up. So what does that mean? It means that people are selling their altcoins right now and still driving up the price of Bitcoin. Because I believe that Bitcoin dominance is a major key player to how the altcoin season will come into play. Once people realize these profits from Bitcoin and the market price is high enough, then they're going to sell it off, take those profits, put it into the altcoin market. So right now, the altcoins are far from even like in a massive rally or anything like that. If we take a look at some coins, yes, they've moved up a tremendous amount, okay? But they haven't moved up to the point where like, you know, everything is going crazy parabolic for many waves. It's not like that quite yet. So if we take a look at, this is for the month, by the way. So this is for the month, and there's definitely some coins that have, you know, gone up a tremendous amount, okay? So we take a look right now and we see that Dogecoin, AGLD, you know, Bonk, these are the coins that have gone up a huge amount, but it's not that crazy yet. I mean, not many coins have gone up more than 61%, right? Maybe some have, but they've definitely corrected. So right now for my holdings, like, let's see if I can just show you guys my holdings. I mean, I'm not even scared at all in any way, like in any way at all. I'm in a long position with like $400,000 for short term right now, but for long term, it's going to be a lot better than that soon. My internet's getting pretty bad right now. I don't know why it's getting so bad. Give me a second. I think I'm lagging, right, guys? Am I okay? You guys see me, hear me? I can't just seem to load to anything right now. Give me 1 second, guys. Actually, it's still reasonable. I gotta find a better VPN connection. So you see Doge, like a lot of coins have moved a tremendous amount. So I think that, you know, the coins still have a lot of ways to go. So for example, let me just log into my Binance so I can show you guys this. I'm just trying to log into Binance. Okay, so I see you guys see, like, you know, some of my top picks are like DOT, for example. Okay, I like DOT the most. I'm not going to get into the fundamentals, but if you take a look at pretty much any of these coins, you're going to see that they basically just made a 5 wave, right? Like they literally just made a 5 wave, and that's it. So they're now getting to a dip. So I'm going to be buying a lot more on this. So I'm still holding like a substantial amount of coins in my account. So right now, you guys can see that like I'm holding, you know, a good amount up in my short-term positions. I'm in a $400,000 long position right now, and some of them are up, you know, they're up a really large amount, right? So for example, the biggest one I'm up is like Render. Render, I'm up $13,000, $13,400. Like Polkadot, I'm up $9,000. This actually reached $20,000 at one point. So I'm not up much anymore. I'm up like 45K. But at one point it was up like 90,000, and in my long-term portfolio I'm up like, since the election, like maybe $1 million. So I'm up a pretty significant amount right now. These long-term holds of mine is what I manage day to day. So there's 3, remember this part that I'm about to tell you guys, okay? When it comes to extracting profits in the market, there's 3 ways that you do it. One is investing long-term, okay? However, that's a whole different topic. Investing long-term, and you don't touch that at all. Okay, you don't touch that in any way at all. And 2 is you have a percentage of all the capital that you have in crypto. You allow yourself to play with it. Okay, play with it in terms of you are allowed to maybe take profits at certain peaks, right? Or you're allowed to like hold it for a shorter time than the actual investment portfolio. Basically, you're playing with that money. Okay, like for example, this is what I'm allowing myself to do with about $400,000. I'm allowing myself to like play with it, right? For shorter term. It's shorter than long-term holds, right? So at major peaks, You know, I'm gonna take some profits off of the table or all of it. So these are basically just longer term day trade positions, but shorter than investment. So this is the second way. And then the third way that you guys see me do often as well is day trading, right? So I'm also extracting profits from the market by day trading. My longer term day trading holds. This is the second way. And the third way is the investment portfolio. So you have to allocate a certain amount to like trading, to longer term trades, and to which can also allow you to take profit at certain peaks, and then investment holds that you don't touch. So I'm going to be adding substantially to these positions very soon. Like the most notable, I'm probably going to get rid of TIA, IMX, and FET. I only have about 60,000 in those right now. I'm probably going to shift that into, honestly, into like meme coins. I want to take a little bit more risk. That's something I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to get rid of Tau as well, right? Yeah, but you know, I'm gonna add to the winners, right? The ones like Solana, Polkadot, and Render. I'm gonna definitely be adding to them. So other than that, I think that a lot of coins are now at a dip. So the whole point of this video that I wanted to tell you guys is that Bitcoin's on a major rally to the upside. We're just on a small dip right now. There's no need to panic, man. Buy these dips. Don't worry so much about your 5 to 10% more in terms of buying it lower, because it may never come. Understand that the long-term bias is so freaking bullish right now that you guys need to just be in the position and make sure you're constantly buying and finding new sources of income to infuse into the market. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. So that's what I also tell my lady. I'm like, you know what? Just freaking buy it right now. Don't even worry too much. The market's going to go up. Come back in a week. You're probably going to be up on it. And that's the mentality that you need to adopt in a bull market, that when you buy on dips, okay, whether you come back in a little bit, you're going to be up a tremendous amount. That's how it's going to be. So make sure you guys are really understanding that mindset, okay? So Bitcoin, to summarize, is most likely going to hit like $95,000 in like a week or something like that. We are not going to retest 74K, guys. Like I don't see a possibility of us even testing 74K based off of how bullish we are. It's just not possible based off of Elliott wave. If we retested 74K, this Elliott wave would have been a failed wave. There's no freaking way that we're gonna even test that. We are so bullish on every single time frame, on every single trend indicator of mine that I use, that there's only one way to go, which is up, okay? So now we've broken the volatility officially, right? By breaking 74K, we're literally getting 2 green candles in a row on the weekly. If we get 3, we're gonna just, man, it's gonna be so powerful. Look at the monthly. We got 3 gigantic green candles in the monthly. Whenever this happens, usually it just sets off like a cascade of massive rallies. I'll show you every time we ended up getting 3 green candles in a row in a month, okay? If you guys see, the trend is wild. So every time we get 3 green candles in a row, this is what happens to Bitcoin, right? So usually when we get, like, for example, 1, 2, 3, like 3 decent side ones, okay? So if we look at like on the trends, just 1, 2, 3 months in a row, right? Every time, because it's known as 3 white soldiers, which sets up the pace. It's not gonna maybe rally immediately, but eventually 1, 2, 3, and then it just rallies huge. And I'm talking about near a bottom or after a consolidation, 1, 2, 3, and then we end up getting a huge rally, right? 1, 2, 3, huge rally. So just give me one more month, man. 1, 2, 3, huge rally. So just give me one more month. 1, 2, 3, huge rally. So every time we get a series of 3 candles in a row that are very green, like this one, 1, 2, 3, huge rally. Give me just one more candle. The next one's probably gonna be a gigantic month. Like if we finish off December green like this, or November, I mean, December is gonna be a wild month, guys. It's gonna be a wild next year as well. So make sure that you're constantly buying, and don't be so freaking afraid and believe that you need to buy at key intervals, because that's not the case, man. Just freaking buy, reduce your stress, okay? And just get into that position after we've dropped a fairly decent amount. You're going to be very glad that you did, and just wait the market out and have a little bit of balls and grow a pair of diamond balls. Come back in a week or a month. You're going to be fine, man. That's all you need to know. So other than that, I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me for this video, and I hope that you guys found this video well. Just hit me up on Twitter. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter if you haven't already. That's where you guys are gonna get the best source of news from me. Philakone Crypto on Twitter. Just give me a like button if you guys enjoy the content. Just hit me up.